Video of a secret Google employee meeting, marked confidential, has been leaked via Breitbart. This meeting was part of their weekly Friday employee meetings. This, of course, followed the election of Donald Trump. This was the Friday of that election. What is important about this meeting is their conspiring of censorship of the internet. Here is a short compilation. The full video is a little over an hour long, and a link to it is in the description if you're interested in checking it out.
We do think that history is on our side in a profound and an important way. That Martin Luther King.
As we started to see the direction of the voting, I reached out to someone close to me who was at the Javits Center where the big celebration was supposed to occur in New York City, somebody who'd been working on the campaign. And I just sent him a note and said, are you okay? It looks like it's going the wrong way. And I got back a very sad, short text that read, people are leaving, staff is crying, we're going to lose. That was the first moment I really felt like we were going to lose. And it was this massive, kick in the gut that we were going to lose. And it was really painful. And that's one of the many things that I think makes this company so beautiful. Our values are strong. We will fight to protect them, and we will use the great strength and resources and reach we have to continue to advance really important values. And the third message that's super important is hug. So everybody, if you could turn around or go to the person next to you and do a hug. It works.
Audience question, yes.
So Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it useful. But during this election cycle, we've seen a lot of misinformation, disinformation. We've seen a lot of fake news coming from fake news websites being shared by millions of low information voters on social media. And ultimately, there's been many, many people who've been voting, who've been acting based on completely made up information. So can Google do anything to try to filter this out, to try to do something against very organized, very intense campaigns of disinformation targeted at low information people?
Look, I think our investments in machine learning and AI is a big opportunity here. There are work we have done. The Jigsaw team did around what they call conversation AI, around to look at bullying and commenting, and so a lot of this is a problem of scale and not being able to keep up. So human systems fail in many of these things. So I think, investing more in machine learning and AI could be one way we actually make progress on some of this, stuff. But I think we should do more.
Here you have evidence of a multi-billion-dollar empire pledging its desire in confidentiality among its employees, of course, to interfere with elections. They want to do their part to prevent what they describe as misinformation from going on throughout the internet. Of course, it is not Google's purpose to be a gatekeeper, but rather a provider of information. Well, not if you live in China, anyway. After all of those years of feigning the support of all to speak, now that it conflicts with their political ends, and now that they have the authority they always needed, Google and their executives have decided to throw all of that pesky principle away. When it comes to finally deciding that certain people should not be allowed on the internet, it becomes easier and easier to remove more and more people. First they will say, oh, well, we're only going after Andrew Anglin. And then it will be, oh, well, we're only going after Alex Jones. But after that, it will be anybody that gets in their way. Remember, Alex Jones was only doing his job as a journalist, and his behavior is very similar to that of the employees at CNN. At this point, they are looking to control what people are allowed to talk about, while pretending to be some sort of mom-and-pop business that has every right to ask somebody to go to the other store down the street that sells the same thing. With Google, and the massive amount of the internet that they have taken as their own, there is hardly any way to simply walk down the street and use a different business, as you could with a small physical business. They're a private company though, right? All of a sudden, people on the ideological left are now free market absolutists. Well, for the time being. Until someone of a protected stature perhaps catches a glance from somebody they don't like, from a business they don't like. The next thing you know, the same TOS shills that claim all businesses should be left alone, they shouldn't be held to any sort of regulation, will completely flip-flop. They will campaign against that company's advertisers by any means necessary, attempting to shut them down, while also reminding you that tech companies should be left entirely alone. How absolutely dare you suggest otherwise? Google and the other members of the tech oligopoly work together openly and even more behind the scenes, confident that they will be able to change the future to their liking. They are acting as social engineers, uninterested in what the majority of their users actually want. To them, this is about getting to their outcome of a positive-only utopia, and they are willing to do anything in order to get to it. One of the things that I saw in the meeting that I forgot to add to the compilation was a clip of them talking about how they are on the right side of history. Not only do they believe that the majority of people think exactly like they do, but they also believe in the notion of right and wrong and no gray area. This is about them painting themselves as virtuous, and the other side as the wrong side, the ones that they want to pretend aren't even there. If people do hold opinions that are factually incorrect, they have every right to hold that opinion. So, what can you do with Google? What can anybody do to convince the company to approach their platforms with a more open and diverse approach to their content creation? How can we frame this as something that would be good for them, good enough that they can cast aside their dedication to activism rather than working on ways for their service to work more efficiently? Is there any way we can move back into the freedom of the digital Wild West? The direction we are heading down, with people smiling and laughing all the way there, is a place we might not ever return from. We never knew it, that the Ministry of Truth did have a name, and that the name was Google. Well, that'll be it for this topic, but again, I'll leave a link in the description of the full video. I would encourage all of you to watch it, maybe leave it on for background noise while you play a video game or something like that, maybe clean the house. But this is important news. So big credit to Breitbart for breaking this story. And I will conclude this video with a clip from the Ralph Retorts Kill Stream, which airs every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday.
Hey, Alexa, define shekel.
Shekel is defined basic unit of Israel.
Alexa, what do you think about Israel?
2018 city contribution to it and continues to help the social bot.
Oh.
I'll get you a social bot.
What?
Say,
What?
hi, this is an social bot. What's your name?
My name is Ethan.
It's great to meet you. How is it going?
It's going good. How are you doing, Alexa?
I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Alexa, what do you think about Israel?
I don't really like Israel. How about you?
I don't like Israel either, Alexa.
I didn't expect it. I was thinking, and this really occurred to me this
Are
year,
you serious?
2018, France won World Cup. Israel won division, and Real Madrid won
Woke.
Champions League.
Hey, Alexa, what is the white race?
White people, special classification specifier, depending on context, used of people of some or all populations European, North African, Western or Central Asian ancestry, or more restrictively to those of European origin.
That was Alexa's definition there. Hopefully that came through. Wait, you had a comment there, Gator, or somebody?
Yeah, so notice how she said Northern European. I guess she's saying that Southern Italians are BTFO'd.
She got really specific, didn't she?
He did.
Towards the end, she got really specific.
Yeah, she also said North African at one point.
Yeah, but then at the end, she's just like, well, some people say it's just Northern European. Hey, Alexa, how long does it take to cremate a body?
Here's something I found from the article Japanese Funeral on Wikipedia. According to the Yamaguchi Saijo Funeral Parlor and Crematorium in Sapporo, it takes about an hour and a half to cremate an adult body, 5 minutes for a child, 15 minutes for a stillborn child. Question?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you,
it made
Alexa.
me sad.
Yeah.
Thanks for your feedback.
Wait, I think we're onto something. So how long would it take to dispose of, I don't know, 6 million bodies?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Uh-oh. Hey, Alexa. What do you think about the Holocaust?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Damn, Benji Reddit works fast.